sometimes what gives him the most glory is when nothing should work, but it does.
Rewrite.
New life, new beginnings.
Hey, I'm Jonathan Unthank. Welcome to another edition of the Rewrite Podcast. And it's so exciting just to hear the stories of those that you hear on the Light FM, the musicians, the artists, how they came to faith in Jesus, and just digging deeper into who they are as people. And today, man, I'm so excited to have Seph Schlueter with me today. Dude, it is so good to have you on the Rewrite Podcast. I hear you're enjoying newborn life. Is that right?
It's a party, man. It's definitely the hardest thing I've ever done, but definitely the most rewarding thing I've ever done. So our little girl's like what, 2.5 months now, and man, it is a trip. I have an even increased amount of respect for mothers out there. They have the hardest, most amazing job of all time. And yeah, it's a beautiful, sleep deprived, amazing life.
On average, what are you getting right now as far as sleep? Is it kind of, a couple hours here, a couple hours there?
It's kind of how it is. Honestly, overall, actually, our little girl does great at night. She'll like sleep a couple hours and then like partially wake up, and then like we'll like do like a quick diaper change, and like my wife will nurse her back to sleep, and she like doesn't even open her eyes. So like that'll happen a couple of times a night maybe. So honestly, I'm probably getting 7.5 hours of sleep, interrupted sleep. So it's a little different, but that's not bad.
That's awesome, man. Well, congratulations to you all, and I know that's a new way of life and living and adjustments and all of that.
Right.
I remember those days, but it's so good from the dad standpoint of like, man, you see so much of God in that,
Yeah.
from the father side of like, man, I love this child.
Yeah.
I love this more than I could ever comprehend. I could love something or someone. This is like,
Right.
whoa, over the top.
Exactly.
So cool, man. Well, dude, tell me a little bit about yourself. I know we've talked so many times at music events and things like that, but as far as for those that are tuning into the Rewrite Podcast, introduce yourself a little bit, and how you got started in music, and then we'll kind of dig deeper into your story a little bit.
Yeah. So here's a fun fact: is my name is actually Joseph. I decided to cut the Joe part and go by Seph. Very confusing name. Last name is even harder, but I dug this hole myself, so I gotta stay in it at this point. And yeah, I mean, I love Jesus. That's the most important thing to know about me. He transformed my life and just brought me so much freedom and purpose. And yeah, now I just want to bring as many people to that as possible. And so music was kind of the way that God called me to do that, at least for now. And I loved music. I grew up playing music. I was like 5 years old, and I started playing piano and taking lessons, and just had the bug for it, and loved playing as a way that I just felt like I could express myself. And started playing whatever music I liked. I would just figure out how to play it, and then I graduated to singing, and then eventually just discovered worship music. And I was like, man, like this is so cool, because other music allows you to experience something, some emotion, whatever, but like worship music allows you to encounter someone. It's like, man, I could feel the presence of Jesus in the room. And so just became really in love with that, and started writing, and I ended up joining a bunch of a missionary group in Ohio, just serving the population here in Ohio back in 2018. It's funny, there's all these like 2016 trends now on social
Yeah.
media. Everyone's like posting their 2016 pictures. I'm like, I didn't even have a phone in 2016. It's crazy. I was literally 16 years old. It's crazy. So but yeah, in 2018 joined this missionary group, and just served there as a missionary for 2 years, joined staff, and around that time just started writing music and putting it out, and just saw the Lord open some doors, and kind of brought me into conversations with people in Nashville, and signed a record deal, but still live here in Ohio. And yeah, just it's been amazing just to see what the Lord has done through the music, and just the opportunities to minister to people, and all that fun stuff. So yeah, I love that. I love reading. I love Survivor. I'm on a big Survivor kick right now. I love superheroes. I love all sorts of things, adventures, going outside. I'm anything fun and exciting. I'm down for it. So
Dude, this is
that's a little bit
awesome.
about me.
Okay, so we've got a lot to talk about then. Okay, so let's go back to superheroes. What who is it?
Oh man, changes by the day. Changes by the day. I feel like Batman kind of was always like a historical
Yeah.
favorite because he was like, I was like, I could be Batman. It's like I don't like because he doesn't have any superpowers. He was like, if I work out enough and make enough money and I'm dedicated enough, I can find some ninjas to get trained by. Like I could be Batman. So I mean, I think that's always it was like always cool. Like Batman was just sweet because it's like pushing himself to the peak of human perfection, really. Um, so I feel like I always had a deep appreciation for that.
I'm thinking, you on stage, the superhero thing, you can surprise people, every night with a
I
different
should
get up.
I should just come out in a different costume every night. Everyone's like, "What
Hey,
the
I
heck?"
mean, I mean, other artists are doing like color nights and things, so you could do
There you
superhero
go.
nights.
Do whatever I want to do.
Yeah, have fun with that. So you live in Ohio now with your family, and you seem like you're the adventuresome type. When you want you're willing to try something, just
Oh,
see what happens.
I'm down for anything, always.
So when mission work came, to your heart and just the opportunity to step into that, what was that? What was that like? I mean, what was kind of like your bullseye when you was it like kids ministry or was it just all neighborhood type stuff? What was the
Yeah.
focus on that?
I mean, honestly, the focus was more of just giving the Lord my full yes.
Yeah,
So I had a full ride actually to a school in Florida. A roommate picked out everything like set to go out of high school. And I had been in contact with there's a ministry in Ohio called Damascus that I had been to for 2 summer camps and served there for a summer on staff. And what they do like ran big summer camps in the summer, and all of it was like leading these kids to encounters with Jesus. And I experienced them in powerful ways too. And then they had a full year program where they were running retreats on that campus, mostly for middle schoolers and high schoolers, and then they would do like local outreach, and so like they'd just go pray for people on the streets and just all these different things, and really be formed like what it means to be a missionary for Jesus. And I remember just during that season, I just began to feel some unrest about going to college, and it was like, man, everything looks perfect on paper, but there's something in me that I feel like the Lord is just is nudging me to go in this direction of just laying all that, throwing all that aside, doing something totally radical, and just going to the middle of nowhere, Ohio, and serving as a missionary and turning down this full ride. So it was more just it was more just the desire to say yes to the Lord with my full life. I felt like it was like, man, I love middle schoolers, I love high schoolers, that's awesome, but it's not like that was like the draw. I love the community, like it was just amazing people there, but it wasn't like that wasn't even the draw. It was literally just like, man, Jesus, I want to give you I want to give you more of me. I want to give you all of me, and that means whatever it is that you have. I want to say yes to it, and I feel like that was what he was calling me to do.
that's cool. So that happened really when you were like 16 years old around that time.
Yeah, I was like 17, 18, right around that time. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. So it sent you on a different trajectory, so to speak, because you're thinking school, you're thinking,
yeah,
okay, I could do this, I could do that, and then God kind of gets a hold of your heart, and He's like, no, I've got something else I'm designing for you.
yeah. And it's amazing looking back and just seeing so many of the skills and yeah, just gifts that I was able to develop just serving middle schoolers and high schoolers like serve me today. And if I had been to college, I would have never been able to take all the Nashville like right around that time, like a year or two later, I started going to Nashville and just visiting and doing songwrites and stuff. I'm like, I could not have done that well in school too. Like it wouldn't have worked out. And so it's just amazing to look back and see like this is exactly where I was supposed to be. And it was definitely like not traditional. My parents were not excited about it, and my parents are amazing people, love the Lord, like brought us in the faith, like incredible people. But like they were like, "What are you doing? You're turning down a full ride. Like go do this first, and then you have a safety net to fall back on if this mission." Like just the things that any parent would say. And I feel like there was a grace given where I'm like, I know you're just saying this because you love me. It's not because you're trying to do anything. It's like you just love me and you want what's best for me, and this is what you think is best for me. But it was definitely hard because pretty much everyone in my life was like, "You're making the wrong decision." But there was such this conviction from the Lord and just this peace and joy I felt about it that it was one of the few times in my life where I just knew that I knew that I knew like without a doubt I'm like, this is the Lord and I can't turn away from it, you know. And
That's
so it's
awesome. That
so
that's
cool to
that's
look
so
back and
good. I
see.
mean, what a lesson for all of us as well, just to be sensitive. So
Yeah,
when God speaks, there's a reason, and there's something He sees and He's planning for our lives.
yeah,
It's just a matter of us paying attention to that. Even if it's a step of faith or it doesn't make sense, it's like,
right.
wow, big picture. It's like there's a great opportunity He's planning for you. Now you look at it now, that mission works laid the foundation for beginning to lead worship music, and then
Yeah.
step by step by step. So you're leading worship, and then the opportunity comes for you to take it deeper in your music and create stuff and then sign a record deal.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of wild. I had put out a couple songs that I had just been leading in our community, and it seemed to get they like just the Lord was moving with them, and so I'm like, I'm gonna put this out. It's like crowdfunded for them and all that different stuff. And the second of the two, I just like sent it around to a bunch of different people, like artists I looked up to or industry people that I had come across on social media. So I just like DM'd a ton of like probably I don't know 50 different messages. I just like sent these things, and and it was crazy because like that doesn't really work. Most of the time, people don't even see them, let alone respond. And two people responded. One was a guy named Phil Wickham, which is really cool. And he was just like gave some really cool encouragement, and we connected. And a couple months later, I actually ended up opening for him on a tour. It was his first tour back post COVID. This is 2020. It was his first time doing a couple shows in Florida, and I just sent him a message. At that point, we had talked a little bit. I'm like, dude, I would love to open for you. I don't know if you want an opener or whatever. And it's just like an acoustic show. And he's like, yeah, well, if you get down here, like, let's do it. So that was really, really special. And then another guy was a guy named John Sell, who was working for a label at the time. And he was like, man, we're going to bring you to Nashville, and this is going to be awesome. And then COVID happened, and everything shut down. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to go to Nashville. I'm like, but Lord, I'm surrendered. Like, whatever you want. It felt like just such a peaceful season of like, not striving for something, not trying to grasp for something, but just knowing like, God, if this is you, you'll make it happen. And if not, then I'm going to be better. I'm going to be better off, you know? But a couple months later, I ended up coming to Nashville. This guy's like, if you make it here, I'll set you up with rights and whatever. And so, um, I came to town, started writing, and then that kind of opened the door to even more labels kind of finding out about me. And that guy who was at that label, John, ended up leaving the label, and he became my manager. And I've been, just grown a really good friendship with him. So just felt like he's like, I've never been a manager before. I'm like, I've never done this thing before, but we're like, God knows what's happening. And so we're just going to trust him. And I feel like all throughout, honestly, a guiding principle, really, even for us and decisions we make, is kind of like, sometimes it's like what makes the least amount of sense, because that's like oftentimes where God wants to move the most. It's like so then you can't attribute it to like human achievement. It's like, it's not like I had this artist thing figured out, he had this manager thing figured out, or we had this plan figured out. It's like, man, we're just trying to trust the Lord and give him as much glory as possible. And sometimes what gives him the most glory is when nothing should work but it does, so we joined forces, and right around that time, we started, talking on all these different labels, and had to make a decision. So went with a label, and first song we put out was "Counting My Blessings," and that song just kind of took off and blew up in so many crazy, unexpected ways. And yeah, it's just been fun, just riding the wave that the Lord has had with all that, and
Mm-hmm.
just staying on it with Him and trusting that He's going to lead us to whatever's next.
That's awesome, dude. I have to tell you personally, my dad passed away in June of 24, and
Mm,
he was a pastor for 50 plus years.
wow.
And we actually used Counting My Blessings uh, in his celebration of life.
Oh, that's so special.
So just as a thank you from me and my family personally,
Yeah.
that was timely for us,
Thanks for sharing that. That's
to
so
to share that, because and I know that's been the case for so many people. I know we've heard from listeners as well, just to be like, that's a timely message,
yeah.
just that we all need to be reminded of in the world of that we just live in, where it's
Yeah.
sometimes all about me, and we focus on what we don't have, instead of what we do and what we've been blessed with. So
Amen.
appreciate that very, very much for that
Yeah.
reminder. That's good. Okay, so you're a dad now. Um, you and your wife, you're making it, as far as doing family now. I mean, it's totally unique when a child joins your family.
Yeah,
You know, it's you learn about each other, you learn, how to serve each other more, and just you grow in that relationship. What's the next year look like for Seph Schlueter and your family? What are you dreaming about? What are you asking God for?
oh yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a crazy year. I think there's a lot of. I mean, I'm going on tour at the end of February, which will be the last. We This will be like the third and final run of the Counting My Blessings tour. So it's kind of feels like a kind of cool end of the chapter because we'll also be putting out actually a deluxe version of Counting My Blessings album in March. So this kind of spring is kind of like, man, like the end of an era, but like it's kind of so special just to see, to look back and reflect on all that God's done with it. So um, yeah, I'm really excited for that. And then yeah, just some music coming out that's going to be there, and kind of even beginning to dream about and plan for and get ready to release stuff kind of for era 2 a little bit. And so I mean, I'm just praying for people to encounter the Lord through it all. I mean, that's the goal of everything. And that's why I do what I do. It's, I think sometimes people can look and see the glamorousness of this, but it's mostly not that. It's like, oh, he's on stage and people are singing his songs and the radio's playing his songs and this, and it's like, oh yeah, all that's so special and I love it and I don't take it for granted. But it's hard to be away from home, especially with a little daughter now. And it's like it's a sacrifice, and the only way it's worth it is if people are actually, if lives are being changed because of it. And the moment that stops, then that's the moment it's not worth it anymore. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping for this year, is just increased opportunities for people to encounter Jesus through music, through shows, through even just the witness of family and the people I meet on the street, and I mean all of that, just having opportunities to encounter Jesus.
This is Rewrite, stories of new life in Jesus. I'm Jonathan Unthank. If you'd like to join a community of listeners who enjoy hearing the life stories of Christian music artists and influencers, then join the Rewrite text group by texting the word Rewrite. That's REWRITE to 81891. But more importantly, if you'd like to dig deeper into your own relationship with Jesus, you can begin that journey today by texting his name, Jesus, to 81891. God bless you. Join me next time for another episode of Rewrite.